Hello, and welcome back to Monster Camp. So, we are not doing very well at the moment. We had a drink that changed our name to Dumpster Fire. We've got 2 answers wrong, but we did get our last drink that gave us boldness, which doesn't help at all, but anyway, let's get started. So let's get some creativity, because that day the Monster Scouts hike around the camp, cleaning up litter to respect nature and stuff. Nobody but Coach gives a damn about picking up trash, but it does quickly become a contest to find the coolest garbage. Some find used condoms, while others find weirdly shaped fruit. You somehow find a Rembrandt. It's an original. The mystery of how the Rembrandt ended up there will go on to trigger the most epic adventure you'll all go on during this summer, but it won't happen on screen. But you still get positive creativity just by looking at it. So magnificent. Afterwards, you get yourself trapped in one of Coach's famous lectures about the dangers of wild animals. And this invasive species continues to roam the woods, abandoned by their dark masters, purposeless. They're a plague on the nature of wildlife. But I am confused, friend Coach. Do these creatures really deserve such torment? All they did was invent the former Google Plus platform. Surely that is not grounds for...
Oh, how tragic.
Gasp. Google Plus. Is that what you've been talking about while I ignore everyone on live stream? The psychopaths behind that global tragedy are here.
I realize you are attempting to help.
I do not understand how social media platform could be synonymous with the word tragedy. No, Calculester, darling, you're too innocent and naive to understand. Google Plus was a festering boil on the smooth, perfect skin of social media. It was completely unusable, and yet it was everywhere. YouTube, Google accounts in your backyard, knocking on your windows, asking if you'd finally post a status. And now its former developers have been loosed in our woods instead of being properly rehomed into failing companies.
That's not a very scout thing to do.
They're completely disrupting the local ecosystems, littering their electric scooters everywhere and offering a crowdsource alternative to birds. But birds already exist. Why would anyone want to crowdfund a project to fill a hole in the market that doesn't exist? You don't get it. This Google Plus we're talking about, they made their careers on filling holes in markets that don't exist. This epidemic. I went through like 10 different voices then. This epidemic must be quelled and the Google Plus developers captured, otherwise they might start Google Plus again. I can't go back to those dark days.
Youth is a gift.
That is why us four gonna capture them. With your combined efforts and my brilliant leadership, we should get this problem fixed before the fat lady can scream for help. Now let's see. All we need to do is slide into their DMs. That stands for Dirt Mansions, which is where they've been living. That actually isn't what that stands for.
Always believe in yourself.
And then we photobomb them until they're too weak to fight back. Then we relocate them to our thirst trap. We can find lots of those on Channing Tatum's Instagram. Okay, clearly Coach is worse than useless in this situation. Do you have any ideas how to round up this invasive species before they roll out of the convoluted like system? Stand under this huge net and shout, does anyone have an idea for an app? The perfect lure. Open a new Asian fusion restaurant, but the floor is just a bunch of leaves over a pit of spikes. Yes. That seems illogical, friend Dumpster Fire. It will be impossible to serve food over a pit of spikes. How can one open a restaurant without food?
That's so fetch.
Oh, you poor uncultured thing. Everyone knows restaurants aren't about food, they're about experiences. If you serve food at your restaurant, you're just part of the herd. Just follow my lead and I swear that restaurants will be hip, trendy, and programmable. Milo makes good on this promise by carefully selecting the decor and creating a menu of authentic street food that no one from the street could ever dream of affording. Calculester helps out by running some simulations and hacking Yelp to give your place glowing reviews. Soon a long line of former Google Plus devs drawn by the scent of cherry blossoms and gentrification, has formed outside your restaurant. The first group of tech bros are let inside. They immediately fall into the pit of spikes and die. Crap, kids! Our cover's been blown! No one's going to eat here now!
You're trending, darling.
Are you kidding me? Of course they will. We're providing these lovely customers with an authentic neighborhood experience. Being impaled by spikes and decomposing underground is the best way to become part of the local culture. Milo's right. The techies are more than willing to die a gruesome stabby death if it means they're interacting with a restaurant that's finally real. The irony is lost on everyone. You kill like all of them. It's a successful endeavour that leaves you craving an Indian Powerball. You gain +2 charm and +1 smarts. Okay, last round.
My time to
Yikes.
shine.
I'm going to end on creativity again, I think. That day you happen to take the same Monster Scouts class as Mamini, the Oni girl. You didn't get good sleep last night, so you ask her if she has any of that weird energy drink she let you have once during high school. She doesn't, but she does have some very strange smelling coffee that could help. Where does this girl even find these weird ass drinks? The coffee is delicious, but it comes with side effects. You get an acquired fear of caterpillars, and you grow +2 creativity in your hair. Amazing. You've been spending a lot of time with Calculester lately, so when he asks you if you want to meet up for some standard organic activities, you're thrilled. It's his most romantic invitation yet.
Greetings, fellow organic life forms.
Greetings, friend Dumpster Fire. Thank you so much for joining me for these activities. I am 98.46% certain you will enjoy them. First, I propose that we watch several hours of horny anime while online comparison shopping for vacuum cleaners. After that, we can track down some of our campmates and shamelessly attempt to integrate ourselves with their wacky hijinks.
Success!
And to round out the evening, we can finish up by leaving positive reviews of Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp on Steam. Wow, those are literally all your favourite things to do. How did he know? It's no big mystery, friend. I simply downloaded and perused your entire search history. Many of my less scrupulous brethren use this technique for marketing purposes, but I have chosen to use my power for good by algorithmically identifying all of your favourite activities. Speaking of which, I wanted to do the cake thing as well, but had trouble finding a large enough horse. Wow, that's super creepy, but like in a totally cute way that you absolutely love. Calculester leads you around the rest of the afternoon, and each activity he suggests is even more enjoyable than the last. It seems like reducing a complex person down to a constellation of online data is not only possible, but also super fun and deeply unethical. Two of your favourite things. That night though, as you lie in your tent reminiscing about that day's adventure, a thought occurs to you. If Calculester is reading your entire search history, that gives you a great way to low-key signal your attraction to him. You leap out of bed, energised by your idea. It's time to go online for romance reasons. But what combination of searches will unlock Calculester's cold metal heart? The answer might surprise you. Spend 5 hours leaving romantic reviews of consumer electronics so Cal knows you want to consume his electronics. Robot porn, robot porn. Yes. You quickly search up a whole bevy of luscious appliances on all the internet commerce websites. What a smorgasbord. These will be the most important customer reviews of your life. Luckily, you have the soul of a poet. In a jar in your backpack, fucking poet never knew what to him. You start writing. Panasonic Lumix digital camera. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but they're wrong. Beauty is in the camera of the beholder, and this is that camera. Canon Pixma wireless all-in-one printer. Would that I could give you all the stars in the sky, but alas, I can only give you 5 out of 5. Great print quality, and was easy to connect to Wi-Fi, winky face. KitchenAid Diamond 5-speed blender. I think that I will never see a poem as lovely as this blender. 4 out of 5 package arrived damaged, but that only increased its charm. The next morning you head out to locate Calculester, only to find him waiting right outside your tent. Hello, Dumpster Fire. Since I know exactly where you sleep, I thought this would be a good place to find you. Those reviews you posted, they were so... Error on board. Thesaurus insufficient to express current level of emotional impact. Restoring to improvisation. Romanculate. I must confess that reading your passionate reviews of those electronics instigated a small jealousy subroot in my core processor.
Admin permissions to hug?
I do not wish to impose, but do you think you might like to write a review of me? Would you ever? You rub your poet soul for luck and compose your magnum opus, Calculester Mark II. A face like an angel and a chassis that won't quit. So hot I'd buy that even without free shipping. 10 out of 10. Call me sometime.
Eggplant.
How did you know my current CPU temperature? Are my benchmarks showing? Oh goodness, I am so titillated. You can tell Calculester you're down to titillate his CPU anytime. That's like the robot version of the prostate, right? You gain +2 smarts and +1 charm. Oh my gosh. Okay. Calculester, will you be my summer love? Will you go to the meteor shower with me, Calculester?
Let's start a fire!
You finally gather the courage and ask your beloved to watch the meteor shower with you. You desire a summer fling with me? Well, my summer research has indicated that a summer romance is an integral part to having a perfect camp experience. And according to my diagnostic scan of all our fellow campmates...
Admin permissions to kiss?
Hey, you said yes! Oh, amazing! You are indeed the most desirable match by a 0.6% margin. In that case, I would love to be your fling.
I think I'm getting a love update.
Woohoo! I don't know why you said yes. I got at least 2 answers wrong. The last day of camp was wonderful. You helped Cal improve his ant farm, and he helped you make one of your own so you could be ant farm buddies. I guess because all my stats were quite high, apart from fun, obviously. You decided to merge your ant farms in a show of good faith among your divided properties. Then you calculated the various densities of soil enrichment coefficients to maximise your conjoined farm's productivity. You made lots of charts while the meteors rained down. Your date was as romantic as it was mathematical. Cool. Oh. I don't have any new special stuff, but I should have a new character. Let's do the ending, and then we will look at all our new stuff. Before we knew it, those weeks were gone. It felt like a hot minute, and it felt like an entire lifetime. That night, as we saw summer coming to an end, we all wondered what would come next for us. It felt like the end of something big. Little did we know, life still had many wonders and misadventures in store for us. Now I'm older and I can see it, how those years became the foundation of the mythology of our lives. Broken hearts turned tragedies sung for centuries, wild nights became epics treasured forever. Every kiss and every laugh is now a constellation we'll always find while gazing into the starry night, no matter how many years go by. Okay. New stuff, new stuff, new stuff. Characters. Find this robot, CP Ulysses. CP Ulysses? Here he is. Oh, he changes his expression. Amazing. Oh, he has the dong. So I guess if I'd got the answer right, maybe he would. I don't know. Okay, so it's saying I still have a new character, but I'm guessing it's just him again. Yeah. I don't know why it does that. Okay, let's look at drinks. The dumpster fire will be the new drink. Yep. And then items. Whoops. Items. What new item did I pick? I don't know, I must have gone past it. Unless it might have been the Sudoku. Cool. Well. That is everything. We got another win! I can't believe it. Amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.